So what you're about to watch may be the most comprehensive Amazon FBA keyword strategy you've ever seen. This stuff is honestly so powerful. It's going to put you in the top 1% of Amazon sellers, because frankly, no tool or strategy does what we're gonna uncover in this video. What we're gonna do is harness keyword data from 7 different sources, including leading software like Helium 10, never before integrated software Zonguru, which I know my Aussie sellers are gonna love, keywordtool.io, Amazon Opportunity Explorer, Amazon Brand Analytics, Amazon pay-per-click reports, and yes, even Amazon search query report. If you came here looking for a normal Amazon FBA video, this isn't it, because this is Keyword Masterclass 3.0. Hey guys, what is up? This is Heist, and if you came here looking for Amazon FBA deep dive strategic content, you came to the right place, because every single Monday we drop a video on just that topic. But I gotta say, this one is absolutely special. Running back the clock about 2 years ago, the most popular video on this channel with north of 60,000 views was my Keyword Masterclass video. And as groundbreaking as that was, about a year later, we came out with Keyword Masterclass 2.0, which automated a lot of those keyword strategies using a special Google Sheets tool called Keyword Dominator. But if you thought the dust had settled, if you thought that was it, you were wrong. Because today I'm going to break down new strategies, new data integrations, and new mind-boggling elite level strategies leveraging an updated tool, Keyword Dominator Boosted. Now this video is going to be technical. This video is going to be advanced. This video is going to be in depth. But I'm telling you, if you stay through to the end, if you follow these steps, if you integrate these strategies into your Amazon business, into your Amazon listings, into your operating strategy, you will have a competitive advantage unlike anything else in the space. So go full window on this, pay attention, take notes, buckle yourself in, because it's going to be a pretty wild ride. All right, so welcome to Keyword Dominator Boosted. What we're going to do here is just go through really quickly how to set it up. There's going to be a 9-step process that we're going to go through. Should take you about 10 minutes in most cases, and then as you run new refreshes over time, it will literally take minutes, under a minute potentially. And really importantly, we're going to talk through also some of the strategies you can harness with this data aggregation that can really take your keyword game to the next level. If you want Keyword Dominator Boosted, I've got a link down below that will give you access to some resources in this video, as well as a special link to actually sign up. For a limited time, it's going to be $19 a month. That could change, so if you're watching this like a year from now, don't shoot me. And this is a separate and unique tool, so if you signed up for the free Keyword Dominator when it first came out, or the pro version, those are still active. You can still use those. This is an additional tool that you need to sign up for. And I should note, I don't get anything from this in terms of affiliate commissions, stuff like that. I've just worked really closely and got a good friendship with Brett that's built these tools over the last couple of years and locked arms with me and really built out a lot of my ideas and his own ideas into really usable, scalable tools. So all this stuff goes to him. It's literally a one-man team with like a contractor he uses. So please sign up if you think this is valuable. It's going to a good place. All right, so before we get into the 9-step setup process, there's some quick onboarding stuff that you need to do one time. Basically, after you've signed up, you need to use your FBA Excel login, email, your password, set the country you're in. We recommend that you download a data scraper that we're going to use in some of the steps. You can throw in your Helium 10 account ID if that's one of the tools that you're using here. So if you're using Helium 10, it's really easy to link that account. You just go log into Helium 10, copy this number beside the account ID equals. That's what you're going to throw in here. You can set up a separate Google Drive account if you want to have this as a completely independent account, or you can actually link it to an existing Google account. Either way works. And then all you need to do after you've done all those setup steps is just hit authorize here. Once you do that, it's going to have this pop-up authorization required. Just hit continue on that. And then it's going to have you choose an account that you want to use for your Google or Gmail. You then have to go here to advanced, then just go to Keyword Dominator unsafe and hit allow. And then you just hit this authorize button again one more time. It's going to run a quick script, which is going to pull up all of the menus that we're going to dive into in this demo. And once that is done, you're going to now have this Keyword Dominator Boosted dropdown. We're going to work a lot in that. The other thing that's going to do, it's going to populate within your Google Drive a new folder called FBA Excel Tools, Keyword Dominator, And then this is actually going to be one of the sources where we're going to dump some of these files. So now we're off to the races. Let's get down to business. So after you followed the onboarding, the next step is to come down here to this new research section and just enter the main keyword for the product that you're actually evaluating, or a core search term for your actual product. So in this example, we're going to assume that we actually have a golf travel case and we want to run this through Keyword Dominator Boosted. So you just type in golf travel case there, come down to Keyword Dominator Boosted, this new research section, go search on Amazon and get the top 10 ASINs. It's going to run a script, which is going to then populate and open up Amazon right here. So you now have the search results. Now you can either come through here on the search results and manually copy these ASINs here, or you could just come through here to Cerebro, go to Xray if you're using Helium 10, or if you're using Zonguru, you can open up their Chrome extension and you can come through here and identify your ASIN if this is your product, in addition to 9 other ones. Or if you're doing research for the first time and you don't have an actual product, just find 10 of the ASINs that are the most successful in terms of revenue performance and that are most like and most relevant to your brand that you're actually going to compete against. So we're going to pretend here that this Outdoor Master padded golf bag is actually our travel case. Come in here and that's going to be my ASIN. And then again, we'll just come through there one by one and add the ones that are most successful. So now I've got that all populated. I'm good to go. Again, if you are a Zonguru user, another really cool software similar to Helium 10 that I know a lot of my Aussie friends use, you can just come down to this drop down menu here and select Zonguru, and then it will default to Zonguru settings. So I'm going to use Helium 10 as an example here, but at any time if you're using Zonguru, you can flip over and do that. So now we've got everything set up. Next, what you're going to want to do is actually sign into all of the data sources that we're going to use. So sign into your Helium 10 or Zonguru account, sign into your Amazon Seller Central account, because it's going to actually populate and open up all of the windows that we need to actually download some of the source data. So what we're going to do then is we're going to come down to Keyword Dominator, come down here to download new data. It's going to run a quick script, and then it's going to open a whack load of tabs that we're going to pull all of the data from. So now let's go to these tabs. What we now want to do is from all these different data sources, we're going to download some source files, upload them to our Google Drive folder, and then that's where the magic's going to happen. So we'll go through these one by one and cover all of the steps here. So the first one we're going to do is Helium 10 Xray. So it's open up the Amazon.com search query for us. Just come here to the Chrome extension, go to Xray, and then we just go ahead and download that CSV report. Now, each of these files we're going to rename so that the script can actually work here. So in the case of Xray, it's going to be file name XR. It's going to download that. And how you can actually see the names that you need to use here is all of the data sources here. It's going to tell you the actual name that you need to import. And then it's going to tell you where in that Google Drive you actually need to import those files. So we've got XR here. So what we would do is come back to our Google Drive here, and then we just copy this XR into Helium 10 and we're off to the races. The next thing that we need to import is all this Amazon data. And I think one of the cool things about this tool is it's not using external data, external scrapes, estimates. This is real world Amazon data from disparate sources that really matters. Unfortunately though, Amazon being Amazon, not all of them are downloadable via CSV or text files. So that's why we download that data scraper so that we can scrape some of the data off of our Amazon account that matters to really build out these keyword lists. So first we're going to start with the Opportunity Explorer. What we want to do here first is come to this items per page and go to 100 just so it expands that. And then you just click anywhere here on this table. You go to the HTML table scraper here that we downloaded. Then we're going to copy table to file. And again, we got to name this appropriately. So if I look over here, it's going to be OE for the Opportunity Explorer. Hit OK, save that. That's downloaded. I then come back here and I'd upload that to my Amazon folder because this is an Amazon one. So we've got the Opportunity Explorer data. Let's go to Brand Analytics. So for Brand Analytics, what we want to do is basically paste any and all ASINs on the front page into here. It's going to reverse engineer all of those ASINs to see where they're the top 1, 2, or 3rd clicked product across a bunch of different keywords, and it's going to uncover some unique ones for us. So how we get those ASINs is just coming back here to this Amazon results, and I would basically just select all of these suckers here. I'd download that CSV report, again, the Xray file, and then I would just open up a new Google Sheet, and then I'm going to import, go to upload, I'm just going to drag that sucker in there, replace spreadsheet, hit go. And then all I'm going to do here is just grab all these ASINs right here, copy that, come back to Brand Analytics. I'm going to enter those ASINs here. You can choose the report time window, whether it's weekly, monthly, etc. I'm just going to do weekly here. It's going to pull the most previous week. Then you just save that file as BA for Brand Analytics, drag that into the Amazon one, go over to the next one here. Now this one's really cool. This is a pretty recent addition here, the last 6 months or so from Amazon, which is the Search Query Performance Report. Again, very similar to the Opportunity Explorer. The thing that sucks is you can't download it. So what we're going to do here is data scrape this. We're going to come down here and go to view 100 rows. It's going to clean it up a little bit. This one's a little bit of a pain in the butt, but you only have to really do it once every quarter or every 6 months. I think you can get away with it. So it takes a little bit of time. But what we're going to do here is click the table scraper again, go to copy to file. And if I come back over here to some of these data sources, if I look at the search query report, you'll see it says SQ1 to SQ10. Because there's 100 results per tab, we're going to basically save 10 of these different files. So this first one here, I'm just going to call SQ1, save that sucker. I'm going to drag that into the Amazon. I'm going to do that 10 times so I get all of the search query performance data. And then the final thing that we're going to do, this is only really necessary if this is an existing product of yours that you're looking at, is we actually want to download all the pay-per-click oriented data, which we can then look at the keywords and see how our pay-per-click performance is across different keywords. So there's really 3 reports we're going to download here. I'm not going to go through that in detail because it's relatively easy to set up, but basically you're going to come up here to create report, and then we're going to basically do the search term report. We're going to do the search term impression share, and then we're going to do the advertised product. So there's 3 of those reports. Download them, use the appropriate name when you save the file, and then once again you upload those to the Google Drive. Now the next one, and this is a new addition, which is a really cool tool. It's called keywordtool.io. If you come here to the Amazon one, which is going to be pre-populated in your tabs, what you basically do is type in any keyword. In this case, we're going to use our masthead golf travel case. And then what it does is it reverse engineers as though you were typing in that keyword as a human being into the Amazon search bar. And it finds all of Amazon's suggested words that come up for that. So for this and in the free version, you don't need to worry about all this additional data. We just come here to HTML table scraper again. We're going to copy that one to clipboard this time, come back to keyword boosted. We're actually going to go to this key tab here, and you'll notice there's a custom list section. We'll get into the details of this here later on. And then all we do is paste it in there. Now we've got all these additional keywords that will be a new data source for us. So there's only a few more here that it's going to do. It's going to open up Scribbles tabs in Helium 10 if you've got that selected, or it's going to do the Zonguru listing optimizer if that's your software of choice. So there's going to be a different tab for each one of those ASINs that you've selected. What we're going to do there is just go ahead and export this, copy to CSV, and then all we basically need to do when we save this is just save it as _ASIN1, 2, etc., depending on which ASIN it is. So if you come here to Scribbles, go to download, export as CSV, just going to name that as _ASIN1, save it. Because this is Helium 10 source data, throw that in the Helium 10 folder. And you're going to want to pull in Scribbles data for your ASIN for sure if this is one of your products, or if there's some key competitors you want to analyze and look at their listing details on what they have in the title, bullets, etc. That's where you're going to want to pull those text files. And then the final data source here is going to be Cerebro, the world famous Cerebro. So it's going to open up and populate here on all of this. We're going to go ahead and hit get keywords, and then just use the minimum search volume. I'll usually go 3 to 500. In this case, let's kind of keep it at 500. Any of these other filters that you want to run, you can absolutely run those there. You can apply the filter here. Then you just come down here to export data, save as a CSV. And this is going to be CR is the one that we're going to save that as. Download, pop that sucker here in Helium 10 because that's the source, and we are good to go. So we've now uploaded all of the different data sources. Again, as a one-time thing, it takes whatever, 8 to 10 minutes. But in the future, if you want to come back and run this every day, every week, every month, you only need to repopulate the data that you want to see refresh. So maybe you just want to rerun Cerebro once a month. You can just come in here and all you need to do is upload a CR file, and then you rerun this whole thing and you're good to go. But once all those data sources are aggregated, we're then going to kind of have some fun here. So we're going to go ahead and hit import data into keyword Dominator, and voila, it'll say new data sync complete. Hit OK, and then you can basically see here all of these different import statuses. It'll show now uploaded all these different ones that you uploaded. Now let's say that you didn't want to do some of these search query reports, you didn't want to do any of the advertising reports from Amazon, you're using Zonguru data as well. You can basically toggle all of these so it'll only scrape the sources that you want. So you don't need to do all of those different versions. I just wanted to show all the different data sources so you can see what the possibility is. But you can literally just run this with Helium 10 Cerebro if you want and have that as the only file that you import. So now that we've got this, we can start building and cross-referencing all this data into a target keyword list. So if I come down here to keyword Dominator, build target list, because I'm using Helium 10 here, I'll go ahead and add Cerebro keywords. It's going to run another script. So now that all the data is in there, if I come to this key tab and open up any of these things, we can see all of the Cerebro data that came out of Helium 10. If I want to come here to brand analytics, it's got all the brand analytics data. If I want to look at the search query report, it's now got all of this. So you can look at the raw data imported here. Don't worry, it's not going to be this messy. It's actually going to aggregate all this stuff into a much cleaner format. But the other thing that we can do here, if we want to change how how this actually is scraping data before we import it into a target keyword list. We can do that here. So what this is basically saying is that we want to find at least keywords that are in the top 30, so they're the first page. We want at least 3 of these competitive ASINs out of 10 to actually be ranked for it. And then the alpha threshold is basically going to take any of the alpha ASINs that we select as toggles up here, and it's going to pull any keywords where they've got a top 10 keyword ranking, which is really important because some of these alpha ASINs will rank on keywords that almost nobody else has, and we want to identify what those words are. So if you ever want to play with any of that criteria for Helium 10 data, you can do it right there. So if we come back here to this tab, if we go to keyword boosted, we now want to build a target list. So depending on whether you use Zonguru or Helium 10, you can kind of select either or both, but we used Helium 10. So we're going to go ahead and add Cerebro keywords. It's going to run a little script here for us. And then it's imported the keywords. So this is where the fun happens. If we come to the wizard tab here, this is where a lot of the data is going to show up that really matters. So first things first, the first ASIN that you put in there, whether it's yours or if you're doing product research and it's one of the top performing ones, it's going to pull in all of their listing content. That's why we did the Scribbles upload. So it's got the title, bullets, all that stuff there. And then any other ones that you've selected in the tab, it's also going to show those here as well. So if you only want to see a handful of these, you can kind of deselect some of them. So you're only looking at the listings that you want to compare against the most. It's going to have your star rating. It's going to have your revenue per month. It's going to have your order volume on a monthly basis as well. So it's got some additional data that it's pulled in. And then here's some other really cool data. So for each one of these listings here, and this one is my listing, as you can see here, you can see the total search volume that any keyword that they've indexed on is going to show in here. Anywhere where they're ranked top 10, it's going to show the total search volume here. Anywhere that the top 30, it's going to show the total percentage of that here. And then it even breaks down into where those search volumes exist within the listing. So is it in the title? Is it exact search volume? Or are they using some permutations like broader phrase to pick up those keywords? So a lot of interesting data rich stuff that's going to show all of the different ASINs and where the ranking and indexing is coming from. It's got all of the additional data here on what category it's in, what the price is, etc. And then here's what's really, really interesting is it's going to show how many search terms each of these ASINs are ranked for in different spreads. So in this example of our product, we've got 14 keywords where we're ranked 1 to 4, and there's 22,601 searches per month that picks up. We're between spots 5 and 10 with 15 keywords and 77 search volume, etc. You can even change these distributions down here if you wanted to have different spreads and do that customized. But this gives you a really good idea on, hey, where we ranked and where we're really ranked in the upper tier, how many words is it, and what's the associated search volume. This is really, really powerful diagnostic stuff, and it's really powerful for looking at other ASINs here as well. And then what it's got here is it's pulled in all of the Cerebro data here, so we can see all of those score of 3 or higher. It's got every single search volume here. But what's really cool is this search volume column here. If we've got actual Amazon data, which is why we pulled in those reports, it's going to override what any of the software companies have estimated, because a lot of them could be wildly off. So wherever possible, we want to pull in real data from Amazon, and this will override that data where possible with real Amazon data. And you can see here basically how it's going to determine which search volume to use. So it's going to start with this search query report, then it's going to use Cerebro, or it's going to use Zonguru. And you can even change the criteria here. If you wanted it to use Helium 10 data first, you could totally do that, but it's going to default to actually scraping and using Amazon data. And then it's going to give a bunch of different things here. So each of the ASINs, again, it's going to give the organic rank performance, where they're top 10 or top 30 for that particular word. If we scroll on over here and you've got actual pay-per-click data for your own product, it's going to show your search term impression rank, your search term impression share, conversion rate, click spend, sales orders, click-through rate, etc. for the period that you selected where you downloaded your report. It's got the search term query report, which is super, super, super powerful. It's going to show you all the stuff here in terms of impressions, clicks, add to carts, orders, really rich data that you haven't seen anywhere else, and being able to look at it at the keyword level is super powerful as you prioritize things. And then it's also going to have brand analytics information. So if there's a search frequency rank number, it's going to pin that. And then if a particular ASIN has a conversion or click share for a particular keyword, you'll be able to see that here as well. So that's pretty badass unto itself, but there's some additional stuff that we can do to beef this list up if we want. We could come here to the keyword Dominator boosted, build target list. We could come here to add Alpha ASINs. So again, those toggles that we selected in this case of Cerebro, we picked 4 ASINs. It's going to pull any term where they're top top 10 at all. And if those don't exist on this current target list, it's going to add them. So you can go ahead and add the Alpha ASINs. It's going to run a quick script. Just hit yes here. And it's going to say the keywords are imported. We're good to go. Hit OK. Then if I come up over here, we can see here's an example of an Alpha ASIN one that was imported, the Stitch golf bag. You can see the source of the data here being that ASIN there. Now, the other thing you can do is to add some manual words. So if we come here to the source data tab and the key tab, and let's use as an example the brand analytics. So basically this green here shows that it's already been imported into our target list. But you can see here there's a whack load of stuff that came from Amazon's brand analytics data, keywords that we may care about, that we may want to import into our target list as well. So whether you wanted to sort these by color or just come in here manually and look at the words that you think make sense to add, I'll just go ahead and add 4 there. You can totally do that. The other thing is with the Opportunity Explorer, same kind of deal. It looks like everything that came out of Opportunity Explorer, we've already got in our target list because it's highlighted green. But if you come to the search query report, we can also see some of these ones that are not in green that we may want to add, like golf bag for airplane. Yeah, that sounds like a term that we want to have. Hard-sided golf travel bag, sure. So any of these that you want to add manually, in addition to this custom list that we pulled in from that keyword tool, it's going to give us additional keyword targets that really don't exist and that most sellers are never going to uncover. So after we've done that, we basically just come here to build target lists. We'll add the manual words. It's going to pull all those additional words into our target list. So it says the keywords are imported, hit OK. And then we basically come here and now we've got a super healthy list here that we can really start playing with and strategizing with. We can literally rerun this anytime if we've got new files that we want to upload. All we need to do is download those new files, put them in the Google Drive, and we can update this daily, weekly, monthly, whenever we want, and have a source document in Google Sheets, which is super easy to edit, as our keyword repository of choice. So let's get into the strategy. This is the fun stuff. Setup's not fun, I totally get it, but once we've got this stuff set up, it's really easy to use. Let's talk about the power of how we can leverage this data now. Now, the first and probably most important one is that you can actually prioritize this list for your ASIN to uncover and understand the words that have the most power from a keyword standpoint and the words that we really want to prioritize from a relevancy standpoint. So let's say as an example, we wanted to take this target list here and we wanted to sort, we wanted to remove anything that has no search volume and then sort by highest to lowest. We can then come through here and assign a priority. So because this is golf club set for men, that's probably not a high priority because this is a golf bag, although we may want to target, we may want to put that as a 3, like a lower priority. But this golf travel bags for airlines with wheels, heck yeah, that's our product, it's a 1. Golf bag travel case, it's a 1. You get the idea, but you can sort here by search volume, which are all relevant words, and basically identify the keywords that you want to optimize. And we can see over here on the left that this is not in the title, search terms, bullet, description, or A+ content. So I could come up here and as an example, I'll just throw this in here and put golf bag travel case and you can see it got highlighted there. So it gives us real-time ability to see where we're optimized for keywords, where we're not. We can scroll across here and see our organic rank versus other competitors that we've selected. We can see all of this keyword research data from software, from pay-per-click, and Amazon data here as well. So prioritization is probably one of the biggest things that you can do with this list, and you're bringing in keywords again and source data that no one else is using. And let's say that you wanted to kind of flag some words that have branded terms. So like Sunday bag is actually a brand. So I could come in here and put Sunday bag and remove it from the list, or any like Spalding, Titleist, whatever it is. And it's actually going to flag a warning sign here. So if you have any warning words that you want to put in here that you don't actually want to optimize for, you can put it in that remove list. Or let's say that you've got a product that's plastic and you want to remove anything that has wood just because it's not relevant. You could put wood in there and it's going to flag this here. So you can also use this for relevancy sorts. The second key strategy that we can leverage this for is to understand keyword distribution. So if I come up here to the keyword Dominator boosted and I go check keyword distribution on the listing wizard tool, it's going to run a script here. And then it's going to look at your listing or that first one that you put in, and it's going to look at how many times you've got different words. So in this case, we've got golf 107 times, and it counts for a search volume of 123,000. And it goes from top to bottom here based on the count. So you can just see how many times the words are showing up. This is really good so we can start to see those source keywords that can be really powerful ranking across a bunch of different terms on Amazon. The third strategy we can use this for is to identify high potential keywords. And this is really unique to this tool and freaking badass. And we've been using this in my business so we can identify unique keywords that we want to rank for, that we want to improve, or that we want to steal from competitors. So if you come back here to the settings tab, you can basically see the filtering criteria, which you can customize. But what this is basically saying for the high potential list to start is when my organic rank is between positions 15 and 50, means I'm close, right? I'm like either on the fringe of page 1 or I'm on the lower mid end, and I might have the potential to bump that into the top quarter of SERP and really gain a lot more value. So if I come here to this
this drop down here and I go to the high potential list and run that script, it's going to run the high potential filter. All it's done here is it's taken every keyword from that target list and it's only found the ones where we're positioned 15 to 50. So it's customized this. So what's really cool about this is I can select all these terms here and I can copy those terms and set up a custom pay-per-click campaign if I want to bump them. Or let's say I wanted to run Google ads on those keywords to see if external traffic can drive up a rank. I've now got a custom list of keywords. You can also download that here, which will download all of the files to your Google Drive. So if you just want to download this as a Google Sheets doc, it can do that as well. The other cool target here, in addition to high potential, is competitive winners. So the criteria that we set up on this one here as a default is if a competitor is ranked less than 15 and my rank is above position 15, I want to know about it. This is basically saying find all the words where my competitors are doing really well and where I'm slipping. And I may want to identify those words, see if I can actually bring them up and find those keywords that my competitors are ranking for that I'm not. Again, you can run custom pay-per-click on those. You can run Google ads. You can do a bunch of different things with optimization in your listing, change your title around to be able to target those. So if I wanted to run that, it's the same kind of deal here. I would basically just come in, I would do competitor winners. It's going to go ahead and funnel that out. Now, the final really cool scrape we can do with this target list, that's a strategy that I think is super underutilized. If I come to the settings here and look at my top performers. So we can look here and say when my organic rank is between positions 1 and 10 and the search volume is greater than 100, I want to pull that list. Well, why would I want to pull that list? First of all, it's good to understand where you're winning and what the search volume is of those keywords that you're winning. But another thing that I think is really important, especially if you're even in the top 5, if you wanted to customize this filter for top 5, you can do that, is you may actually want to stop running pay-per-click ads. Like, hey, if you're already top of SERP, you're already in that top row, do you really need to spend as much money on pay-per-click terms for that particular keyword? It's definitely worth testing, pausing those campaigns once you've reached that high organic rank, track it and see if you even needed to be spending money on pay-per-click. Oftentimes you can save a whack load of money by doing that. So if you came here again to this and you just went down here to the my top performers, you can pull that data there. So I think you can start to imagine how powerful this tool is, right? It's got whack loads, 7 different data sources that you can integrate into this. It takes a little bit of time to set up, but once it's set up, you can refresh this daily, weekly, monthly using new source data files that you just drop into Google Drive, rerun the script, and you're off to the races. You can in real time optimize your listing. You can look at other competitors' listings. You can look at other competitors' performance and really hone in on the keywords and the priority of those keywords that matter to you and your business. You can cross-reference it with Amazon data. You can look at pay-per-click data. You can pull customized feeds. The possibilities are really endless. And I think the best thing I like about this is it's in Google Sheets. You know, there's Helium 10 software where you can optimize listings. Zonguru has it. There's other software out there where it's within an actual software platform. But guess what? It's hard to save. It's hard to edit. It's hard to share with your team. It's hard to have a track history of different files over time. So I think having all of this data pulled in-house into Google Sheets is a truly powerful advantage. So again, if you want access to this tool, I've got links down below. Be sure to say hi to Brett in the comments. He's a certified badass and a total weapon, and owe a lot of his effort on making this thing happening, bringing ideas to life. So cheers to you, Brett. And if you like this and want to understand more about the listing stuff, I'm going to do a separate listing masterclass update that's going to use this data, and we're going to show how we can actually build out a badass listing.
So what did you think of that? Hit me in the comments to let me know what you think. But I hope that this strategy and this tool helps take your Amazon business to the next level. Because if you harness the power of this stuff, it absolutely can. Again, if you want access to that tool, check the link down below. You've got a special heist discount. I don't get any commission off this. It's just a kudos to Brett for helping harness ideas and implementing them into really a world-class Google Sheets automation. And if you want this tool free for a year, I've also got a link down below to my course, the FBA Blueprint, where all pro signups get 1 year free of this tool and all core signups get 6 months free. And as features get added, as new tutorials, as new processes get integrated, I'm also going to leave links down below and keep those up to date. So be sure to check down the resource section down below. And if you like this one, hit subscribe, because we're actually going to get into a listing optimization masterclass in the weeks ahead. As always, thanks for tuning in, guys. Love you, appreciate you. Thanks for stopping by. Cheers.